Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for watching today. Thank you guys. If this is your first time here guys, do not forget, as usual, please subscribe to the channel and support the movement. Thank you so much for understanding. So it is almost the end of the fall admissions intake in Europe. I say almost the end because a lot of schools are closing already for admissions, like in Germany, Czech Republic, Lithuania, Austria, and all the rest, Estonia. But I will be talking again today about some few countries where you can study for little or no money. All right. So basically, what I will be doing here is I will be talking about some countries that will give you post-study options after you graduate from university. All right. And the very first country I want to start with is Austria. Now, the reason I want to talk about these countries is because, like I said, they are somehow very cheap, all right? So I will be talking again about them so you can pay attention, maybe pick one or two things. And Austria is almost open, or let me say almost close, all right? Most of the universities that I think are open are almost private universities, but for government universities or state universities, they are almost closed, all right? I think the last schools that are open are now checking out applications, those who applied for online assessment. All right, so that is what you should know. Now let's move further to the video. Universities in Austria are almost free. Yes, why do I say so? If you check the government universities website, you will realize that most of Austrian institutions are like 363 euros 0.63, all right, euros per year or per semester, per semester. Okay, so now if you intend to study in Austria, understand that your tuition fee is not going to be like that of a student studying in the UK, because Austrian schools are cheap. And again, there is something you need to understand. If you want to locate universities, you just go on Google. It is not that difficult. Or there is a particular website a lot of people use, which I'm not aware of, but just go on Google. You type universities in Austria, then you select which school you are looking at. But bear in mind, before you start selecting the schools in Austria, understand that most of the universities in Austria will not teach you in English language, especially when it comes to bachelor's degree programs, okay? Most bachelors are taught in the German language, and if you must study in Austria in English language, very few universities will offer programs in English language at bachelor's level, and most universities in Austria have programs for masters in English language. So a majority of international students will be studying by the masters in English language in Austria. Some people were asking me about medicine in Austria. Medicine in Austria is taught in the German language. Or if you must study in the German language as an international student in Austria, all right, if you want to study in Austria as an international student for bachelor's or medicine or something related to that at bachelor's level, know that you need the proficiency in German. You need to show at least a B2 language proficiency in German. That is how it is. Now, for you to apply, it is very simple. Sometimes you go through the university website. You register as an international student. You create an account, register, and upload your documents. All right. Now, the basic requirements to apply to Austrian universities is usually your academic qualifications. For example, if you are applying for bachelor's degree, you basically just need your YX certificate, all right, and probably maybe work experience and an English exam, all right. Or what I mean here is an English language certificate, which is usually not considered that must by some universities. Some universities will even give you an English form and ask you to fill the form and sign by your school that you have been studying in English language, okay. So that is how it is. Now, that is for bachelor students who want to study in English language. Now, for master's degree students who want to study in English language, normally you sometimes just write a motivation letter. Some bachelor's degree programs in Austria often ask for motivation letters and recommendations as well. But very few I have seen will ask for recommendation letters. Sometimes master's students will have to write recommendation letters, all right, or will have to provide them. But just understand that as a master's degree student, you have to provide your certificates, all right, or legalize. Sometimes you may not legalize them before you apply, but it is very good for you to apply with your certificates that are already legalized. They might not have gone through the Austrian embassy, but them passing through the Ministry of Education and Foreign Affairs is a good sign to show that you actually know what you are doing, okay? Not all the universities in Austria will ask you for legalized copies, so you can always bear this in mind. Now, for those of you who have been applying, asking me if you have to legalize everything, no, you must not legalize everything. Understand that Austrian schools have application fee payment as well. There are certain schools I have seen in Austria that will ask you for an application fee, 50 euros some, 60 euros some, 30 euros. So it now depends on you, all right, for both master's and bachelor's degree level. But PhD candidates sometimes will not pay an application fee. Now, when you do this and submit all your documents, there is a time frame. Some universities will ask for online assessment, like some few universities I know, all right, they will ask for online assessment, assess everything, and when given an admissions letter, the next thing you need to do is to apply for a residence permit and move to Austria. Now, when you apply for the residence permit, you can now move to Austria and you study for almost free. 363 euros for tuition fee. Some programs 720 euros, some programs 1,450, like the University of Vienna, all right, the University of Innsbruck, the University of Natural Science in Vienna, all right, the University of Innsbruck. There are so many universities, the University of Salzburg, all in Vienna. Some have English programs, some no English program. So you are the one to decide which one to take. Like the University of Economics in Vienna, they have a bachelor's program in English language, all right. So presently they are on almost going to the final stage of the online assessment. So these are some of the things you need to know. After that, you apply for a visa or residence permit, you move to Austria very easily. The embassy is in Abuja, but remember, your documents have to undergo verification, legalization before you apply for the residence permit. I have been explaining this and I will be explaining more. Now, for those of you who didn't apply for September-October intake of 2022, understand that there is a possibility for you to take spring intake of 2023, which is the March-April intake. All right, and few universities will be opening around August, September, October for you to apply against spring intake of 2023. I shall bring you all the updates so that you understand. That is for Austria. The next, and again, when you graduate, Austria will give you 1 year to look for a job, all right, post-study option. And Austria is a very good country, a member of the European Union. It is easier to navigate into other neighboring countries within the EU, all right. So that is what you should know. The next country I want to talk about is Iceland. Someone was asking me if there are job opportunities in Iceland. Guys, if you are an international student and you want to move with your family to Iceland, all right, know that you can only move if you are a master's degree student. And understand that as an international student studying in Iceland, you have to work at least 15 hours a week, all right. The minimum wage in Austria is 9 to 10 euros, but in Iceland is around 11 to 12 euros. Remember, Iceland is a land of volcanoes. So if you are moving to Iceland, understand that you have a lot of opportunities, but remember, as its name goes, Iceland, it is a piece of land surrounded by water, so it should be very cool. Arm yourself before you move. Now, when it comes to the application or admissions, most universities in Iceland would not open at the same time like that of Austria. Most schools in Iceland open around January, February, and the admission portal closes. Now, what are the requirements you need to apply for schools in Iceland, like the University of Reykjavik, the University of Iceland? All right, you need like your academic certificates, high school certificates, bachelor's degree, master's degree. In case it depends on which level you are applying for, and also put into consideration that when applying for Icelandic universities, most of the programs for bachelors are taught in Icelandic. Okay, then programs for masters are taught in English language. The University of Reykjavik have a variety of programs, but remember, at the University of Iceland or the most Icelandic universities, you may not require to pay an application fee, or let me say tuition fee. Like for example, the University of Iceland, you can only pay there is a registration fee you pay when you get the admissions and you move to Iceland. I think it should be like 75,000 Icelandic krona. It is not that much. I calculated once. I don't remember. There is a video on the channel for you to verify that. All right. When you pay that one-time registration fee, that is all. You study in Iceland for free. But some other universities, like the University of Reykjavik, will charge you. And of course, some schools in Iceland also have application fee payment. So that is what you should understand. Not all the information, or let me say, not all the universities in Iceland have the same method of admissions. All right. Now, the documents you need, like I said, you just need basic high school documents, master's degree, bachelor's degree, depending on the level you want to apply for in Iceland. Now, other documents you will need for Iceland, all right, include your English proficiency exam, your IELTS or your TOEFL. Iceland is very, very strict when it comes to this, all right. I'm saying this because I often get questions from subscribers. Do I need it if I come from Nigeria? You need it if you are coming from an English-speaking country. Please, Show it to increase your chances of getting the admissions. I do not want to say don't show it because it is not going to be nice. Show it, all right? Now, you also need recommendation letters and reference letters. That is what I'm talking about. And you also need a CV to apply to Icelandic universities, and of course, motivation letters. Most schools in Iceland will ask you of this, all right? They want to know if you are actually fit for the program. And of course, like I said before, if you are applying for schools in Iceland, always check around January, February. Most schools end around February, March, all right? But a majority of them, like the University of Iceland, it doesn't take that long for admissions to close. So that is what you should understand about Icelandic University. But private schools will charge you a tuition fee, all right? Another country you can move to and study for almost free tuition is Luxembourg. Again, let me start here by saying that the University of Luxembourg is the cheapest school in Luxembourg. You need just 400 euros to study. As simple as ABC, all right? You need just 400 euros to study. Now, what you should understand is that at the University of Luxembourg, there is a time frame you have to apply. It should be from February to April. As soon as April ends, you don't apply again. Initially, before, that is why I want to say before, to apply for the University of Luxembourg, it was free. But nowadays, you have to pay an application fee of 50 euros. Now, remember, most of the courses at the University of Luxembourg are taught in French, Luxembourgish, all right? Let me say French, German, and English. So if you must apply to a program that is in French, make sure you have a French proficiency. But sometimes English might be part of the program, and you will need to show just an English proficiency, which is very important. Recently, I got 2 subscribers who have admissions at the University of Luxembourg, all right? So it is very possible for you to get an admission. For those asking for proof of funds to apply for an authorization to live in Luxembourg, make sure you check the channel. There is a video like that on it, all right? Or you can just search using the search bar or my name on YouTube. You will find all the details. Now, other schools in Luxembourg, like private institutions, will charge you a tuition fee, and sometimes it's very expensive. Like business schools in Luxembourg will charge you very expensive, all right? There is a school I know that does therapy in Luxembourg. It is not somehow cheap. So these are some of the things you should know. Again, you are going to be using the VFS Global, all right, for Austria. You are going to be using the VFS Global for Iceland, all right, and of course, same thing for Luxembourg. Or if you are found in a country where you have the Belgian embassy, you can contact them if they can give you an authorization or long stay visa to Luxembourg. That is how it is. All right. Any other program in Luxembourg, know that as soon as you miss the admissions deadline, you cannot apply again. Pay attention to this. As an international student studying in Luxembourg, you are going to work, okay? You can work. Recently, someone was asking me if he can leave Sweden with a permit and work in Luxembourg. No. As a student, you are liable to work at least, all right, in Luxembourg. But remember, if you are above 27 years, you need a temporary authorization to work, all right? So it is different from somebody coming from a European Union country with maybe a residence card or something. Everybody need authorization to work in Luxembourg, especially if you are 27 years and above. But students got an additional advantage because the government in the European Union already knows that everybody needs to work to support their studies, all right? It is compulsory in almost all European countries or European Union countries. So that is what you should understand about these admissions. I'm just doing this because admissions is almost ending, all right? And you need to know all of these things. The same thing applies for Germany. Germany admissions is almost ending, and again, you need proof of funds, all right? Proof of funds in this case is going to be in form of a blocked account. That is what Germany needs, and Germany is 10,236, which is almost increasing now because there are rumors that it is going to be 11,119 or something like that, all right? You can verify this information. And no, you need proof of funds. And all these countries that need blocked account, like Germany and Norway, you should be aware that if you do not put the money in the account like that, what they want, you will not apply for the visa. Austria, you need to have the money in your bank account. Iceland, there are possible ways to show the money in account or sponsorship letters. There is a video on my channel about proof of funds to study in Iceland. Check all those videos and you'll watch them. Now, the next country I want to talk about is Lithuania. Lithuania is a country in the Baltic region, but schools in the Lithuania are very cheap, okay, guys, very cheap. When I say very cheap, I don't mean that it is free like Germany or Norway. No, you will have tuition fee ranging from around 1,300 upwards to like 2,500. That is the reason I'm saying very cheap, because it is cheaper compared to UK, USA, and all the other places, in case Lithuania is your target destination. Now, know that you need just bank statement or proof of funds to study in Lithuania, and sometimes you will use the VFS Global, or you move to the embassies in Egypt and South Africa to apply for the visas. I have said this several times. The next country is Estonia. Estonia is almost close, all right, and you must apply through dreamapply.com. I have made videos about this, and there is even a university in Estonia. I said if you are coming from a country where you don't have IELTS, you should try that university, especially for Cameroonians and Nigerians in Estonia, all right? And Estonia, again, tuition fees sometimes will range from 2,500 euros to like 5,000 euros. It depends on which university you are taking, like the University of Tallinn or the University of Tartu. They don't have the same tuition fee, and application fee is 100 euros in most or Estonian university. So if you ask me, I would say go for Austria, go for Germany, go for Norway, go for Iceland, depending on your budget. Depending on your budget, guys, all right? Depending on your budget. Some people will decide to go to the United States, but it all depends on you and the priority. So these are some of the European countries I have in mind that you can study in for free, all right? There are other countries I will talk about later on, but try these countries and let's say there is a possibility for you to grab an admissions offer, or let me say an offer or a place in any university in this country. I hope this video helps you guys. Please do not forget, as usual, subscribe and support the movement. Until we meet again in another one.